Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. We welcome you to our English online learning. Today we are going to learn about an inspirational person name called Malala. Do you know about her? Yes, she has said that all I want is education and I am afraid of no one. Before telling about her biography, I like to start with her quote. I tell my story not because it is unique, but because it is the story of many girls. She was born on July 12, 1997 in Pakistan. Her father was a teacher. She loved to go to school, but everything changed when the Taliban took control of her town in Swat Valley. The extremes banned many things like owning a television and playing music, and enforced harsh punishments for those who defied their orders. And they said girls could no longer go to school. When she was just 11 years old, she just said goodbye to her classmates and she left them. In 2012, she spoke out in front of the public on behalf of girls' right to learn, and this made them as a target. So in 2012 October, on her way home from school, a masked gunman boarded her school bus and asked, "Who is Malala?" He shot her on the left side of her head. She woke up after 10 days in hospital in England. The doctors and nurses told about the attack and that people around the world were praying for her recovery. After months of surgery, she joined her family in new home in the UK. With her father's support as well as an inspiration, she established a Malala Fund, a charity dedicated to give every girl an opportunity to achieve a future he chose. In recognition of her work, she received the Nobel Peace Prize in December 2014, and she is the youngest ever Nobel Prize winner. She studied philosophy, politics, economics at the University of Oxford. And then she has fought and she is fighting also to ensure all girls should receive 12 years of free and safe quality education. So Malala Fund, she is writing and she is working so can be heard around the world. And then she is saying that she will fight for education and equality and she says together we can create a world where all girls can learn and lead. So Malala Fund is working for a world where every girl can learn and lead. So this girl Malala has written I Am Malala a book. In that book of incidents in her life it happened. So here we are going to read one of the extracts why I don't wear earrings. Okay? Yes. So now we are going to see why I don't wear earrings from I Am Malala. So here, Malala Yousafzai, born 1997 in Swat Valley, Pakistan. She is an activist of children's and women's rights to education and equality. When the military group Taliban started shutting down girls, so they are saying no girls should have the education, they should not go to school. So she spoke out against their actions as a protest. She was against them and then she survived attack by them. I said you right, they shot her and it became an international symbol of education for girls. In 2014, she became the youngest recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. One of the most inspirational quotes is one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. So this lesson is about, you will read it, it's in one of the personal incident. Okay. The lesson you will now read is from Malala's Memoir, so a book which the author writes about his life own events. We have read so many autobiographical events like Wings of Fire and so many things, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Now, imagine that someone writes a book about you. Somebody is writing. What kind of book it would be? What would the title be? What would the names of its most important chapters be? Yes. Think about the most important events from your life and the lessons you learned from them. For example, this chapter from Malala's book is called Why I Don't Wear Earrings. Tells us the story of a personal incident from her childhood. Let me sum up the stories. Afterwards, we will read line by line, paragraph by paragraph. Okay? Yes. So, here in this story, when she was a child, she gained a highly intelligent girl in her class. She participated in every activity. She participated in every activity. One year, a new student came to her class and she appeared. She was the topper of the class, and Malala was shocked. She could not accept because she was the one topper in the class and she could not accept. And then what happened? The family moved to a different house. They moved to a different house, and she got a new friend named Safina. And then what happened? One day Malala discovered that her telephone toy was missing. Shall we read what would have happened? Yes, shall we read? Yeah. By the age of 7, by the age of 7, I was used. Here I refers to by the age of 7, I was used to being a top of my class. I refers to Malala. Okay, and she was who would help other people. People mean students who had difficulties. So she helped the students. She will help the students if they don't know to write. Means she will help. If they were struggling to understand, means she will help them. Then Malala is a genius girl. Malala is a genius girl, very intelligent girl. My class fellows would say, so one of her classmates will say, I was also known for participating everything, badminton, drama, cricket, art, even singing. Though I was not very good, but she will participate in everything. But she will participate in everything. So when a new girl named Malka E. Noor joined her class, I did not think anything of it. Her name means Queen of Light, and she said she wanted to be the Pakistan's first female army chief. So, now she has a competition between a new girl named called Malka Inu. She joined her class and she did not think anything of it, but her name means Queen of Light. Queen of Light. And her ambition is she wants to become the Pakistan's first female army chief. Okay, in this paragraph, it tells about the incident in the school. Okay, yes, understood? Yes, my dear. Underline genius, badminton, cricket, Malkaino. Okay. Any doubts in this first paragraph? Okay. So in this paragraph, it tells about she is a very intelligent girl and she is a topper. She will participate in all other activities, but what happened? She is not too good in that, but she'll participate. Participation is must. Even though winning or losing, we have to participate. Yes or no? In that school, a new girl joined. Her name is Malka Inu. She didn't think of anything, but her name means queen of light. And she said her ambition, Malka Inu's ambition is she wanted to be the Pakistan's first female army chief. Any doubts you have in this? Okay. No doubts, right? Yeah. Her mother was a teacher. Her mother was a teacher. Whose mother? Whose mother was a teacher? Yeah. Which was unusual as none of her mother's work. To begin with, she didn't say much in class. The competition was always between me and my best friend Mohiba, who had beautiful handwriting and presentation. So she will present well. She has a very good handwriting, which the teachers as well as the examiners like. But I knew I could beat her on a content. If the content is not there, presentation doesn't work out. Yes, if you write neatly also, if the content is not there, means they will not give you marks. Yes. So when we did the end of the year exam, at the final exam, annual exam, Malka Inus came first and she was shocked. Who was shocked? Malala was shocked. At home, I cried and cried. So she could not bear it. Malala could not bear it. She has been crying, crying, crying. At last, what happened? Her mother said, "Nothing, my child. Everything will be all right in next exam, in the upcoming next year. New class, you will be the topper. So don't worry. Nothing will happen. Take it in a sportive way." Okay. She said like that. Any doubts in this? No doubts. Okay, ma. Then. Around that time, we moved away from where we had been living on the same street as Moviba to an area where I did not have many friends. So they have shifted their house. On a new road, there was a girl called Safina. What was the girl name? Safina, who was younger than me, and we started to play together. And she was a pampered girl, so the parents will get as much she wants her wish, they will get and give, and they were spoiling also. Who had lots of dolls and a shoe box full of jewelry. But she kept eyeing the pink plastic pretend mobile phone my father had bought me. So Miss Safina has an eye on the pink plastic. Okay. Pretend like. So what do you mean by pretend? Act. Okay. Which was one of the few toys I had. My father was always talking on his mobile, so I love to copy him. Yes, we also do like that, right? We'll pretend to be a father. Yes or no? How he is talking, how he is holding the pen. Yes or no? We'll just admire our parents, how they are talking, walking, and everything. So here also, Malala also was always love to copy from her father, and she'll also pretend to make calls on mine. She'll say, "Oh yes, what everything," she will pretend as if she's talking in the phone. So I love to copy him and pretend to make calls on mine. So she'll act. She lets us make call, and then she will act. And then what happened? One day it disappeared. What happened? One day it vanished from the place where she had kept. Okay, she didn't search anywhere at all. She has kept somewhere. And then what happened? A few days later, she saw, that is, I mean Malala. I mean Malala. Saw Safina playing with the phone exactly the same as mine. So after seeing that, she didn't leave. She went and asked Safina, "Where did you get that?" I asked. "I bought it in the bazaar," she said. Who said? Safina said, "I bought it in the bazaar." but she knows very well this. She has been playing with a lot. She has been pretending and making calls on her itself. So she knows that is her thing. So I realize now she could have been telling the truth, but back then I thought she is doing this to me. I will do the same to her. So she thought tit for tat. She's going to do tit for tat. Okay, she always go to her house to study. Who goes? Malala. Malala goes to her house for studying. Okay. She is doing this to me, and I will do the same to her. I used to go to her house to study, so whenever I was there, I would pocket her things. So whenever she goes there, she will take and put it in her pocket. Mostly the toy jewelry like earrings and necklace because it is easy to pocket in a packet. Okay, so you just take and put it in her pocket because it is very easy. At first, feeling gave her a thrill, but that did not last long. Soon it became a compulsion. Okay, I did not know how to stop. She doesn't know to how to stop that habit. Okay, so what is in her mind? She has taken my things, so I will take all her things. Okay, and then what happened? One afternoon, when she came from home, she rushed into the kitchen as usual for a snack. Hello, Bobby, I called. I'm starving. I'm hungry. But nobody had responded to her. There was a silence. My mother was sitting on the floor, pounding spices, brightly colored turmeric and cumin, filling the air with their aroma. So they were preparing, but she didn't look at her. She didn't listen to her also. Over and over she pounded. She looked at her. She looked. But what happened? Her eyes, her eyes would not meet mine. What had I done? I was very sad and went to my room. When I opened my cupboard, I saw all the things I had taken were gone. Whatever things I had taken, it has been gone. That's all. I was caught. I don't know what they are going to say, whether they are going to beat. So now she had a fear. And then her cousin, one of her cousin, Miss Rena, came to her room. They knew you were stealing, she said. They were waiting for you to come and clean, but you just kept on. You were just doing the same wrong. And then I felt terrible sinking feeling in my stomach. Whatever you tell, but I'm feeling very hungry. And then what I did, I walked back to my mother with my head bowed. I just went, what you did was wrong, Malala, she said. Are you trying to bring shame on us that we can't afford to buy such things? Why have you done that? We know what to buy and give for you. Why are you doing like this? It's not true, Mama. I lied. I didn't take them. But she knew I had. Safina started it. I protested. I said that she took the pink phone that Ava bought for me. What Dad bought for me, she has taken that from me. My mother was unmoved. She didn't listen to me. She said that Safina is younger than you and you should have taught her better. She said, you should have set an example. What she said is, even though the small child is doing a mistake means we should not encourage them. We should not encourage them. We should say it is wrong. You should not do that again. We should teach the good things to the children. Yes, then she said, you should have set an example. No, you should not do like this. You have to. You have to do this only. This if you're doing this, your parents will be they will be telling your parents that they brought up in a bad level and everything they will be saying. So don't do that. Okay. And then what happened? I started crying and I apologized over and over and again. I don't tell Abba, I beg. So some children they'll be scared of that. Instead of telling us scared, if you tell like this, whether Papa will not talk with us, they'll say, please, please, I will not do this again. Please don't tell this to my dad. Please. I could not bear for him to be disappointed because of me. Please don't tell. And it's horrible to feel unworthy in the eyes of your parents. So she says that it's really not valuable at all in the eyes of our parents. If they think you are nothing, then the life will not proceed at all. So don't tell to my dad, please, Papa, she said. And then what happened? It was not the first time. So this was not the first time. When I was little, I went to the bazaar with my mother and spotted a pile of almonds on a cart. They looked so tasty. I couldn't resist grabbing a handful. My mother told me off and apologized, so she has taken. He was furious and would not be stated and would not be placated. We still had a little money. So she couldn't resist. She grabbed a handful and mother told me off, don't do this, and she was apologizing, sorry, my child has done like this. I don't have much money in that. And then what happened? She has been apologizing and collected it. And we still had a little money and my mother checked her purse to see what she had. Can you sell them to me for 10 rupees? She asked. No, he replied. Almonds are very costly. So what happened? So she has taken that. The cart owner is very furious, very angry, and nobody cannot control him like that. But my mother doesn't have much money in that. So what happened? She has been asking for 10 rupees, but he said the almonds are very costly. And then her mother was very upset and told my father. He immediately went and bought the whole lot from the man and put them in a glass dish. The almonds are good, he said. If you eat them with milk just before bed, it makes you brainy. So the father is so sweet. The next minute he bought the whole of almonds and he just put it in a glass dish and he said, if you eat them with milk just before bed, it makes you brainy. But I knew he did not have much money and the almonds in the dish were a reminder of my guilt. So we should not make our parents feel, yes, we should not ask, I want this, I want that. Okay, my children. So please think of your parents and don't think for your desire. Okay? Just think and speak. I promised myself I would never do such a thing again. Now I had. My mother took me to say sorry to Safina and her parents. It was very hard. Safina said nothing about my phone, which didn't seem fair, but I didn't mention it either. Though I felt bad, I was so relieved it was over. Since that day, I have never been lied or stolen. Neither a single lie nor a single penny, not even the coins of my father leaves around the house, which were allowed to buy snacks with. I also stopped wearing jewelry because I asked myself, what are these babbles which may tempt me? Why should I lose my character for a new metal trinket? Earring. but I still feel guilty and to this day. I say sorry to God in my prayers. My mother, my mother and father tell each other everything. So obviously the parents will discuss yes or no, why this child is doing like this and everything they will decide and they will speak of. So Abbas soon found out why I was so sad. I could see in his eyes that I had failed him. I wanted him to be proud of me. So every child will think that I want to make my parents proud. Yes or no, my dear? Yes. Yes? Yeah. Like he was. When I was presented within the first in-year trophies at school, or the day our kindergarten teacher, Miss Ilford, told him I had written only speak in Urdu on the blackboard for my classmates at the start of the Urdu lesson. So we would learn the language faster. My father comforted me by telling me about the mistakes of great heroes made when they were children. He told me that Mahatma Gandhi said freedom is not worth having if does not include the freedom to make mistakes. I think everyone makes a mistake at least once in their life. The important thing is that you learn from it. So, mistakes, whatever the mistakes we are doing, we should not repeat it again. We should learn from the mistakes. Yes or no? Yes, learn from the. I want to conclude by saying, learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all ours. So everyone makes mistakes. Mistakes are fact of life. It is a response to error that counts. So hope you have understood this lesson. Yes, children. See you in the next class. Thank you.